to this Money Monday. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. We were off and rock and rolling this morning. Actually got a little bit of stuff. It was hot. It's hot here in Austin. It's going to be kind of a wet weekend, I guess they say here, or next week with rain a little bit today, but we've got a tropical depression down the Gulf. It's bringing some rain here. So definitely working inside, whether it's hot or I might just to go for a quick walk to figure out and remember what rain is. But anyway, guys, hope you're doing good. We've got some good stuff I want to go through with you guys today. Last week we talked a little bit about leveraging, leveraging the Texas mortgage bankers list, the stuff like that, to start making reaching out to stuff like that. One of the things, if you're one of our one-on-one coaching students, you've gotten a list of asset managers from us, or you're in the process of getting our list. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Jessica. Good to see you. Good morning, Don. We have a few other folks join us on YouTube there this morning. But one thing we haven't done in a while is we haven't done a refresh of our Banking Blitzkrieg. Now, what's the Banking Blitzkrieg and how do you fit into it? I'll go through that. So one of the things that we used to do, when I first started in the note business, it's different now, okay? But when I first started in the note business, one of the things that I would do was I would pick up the phone and literally dial for dollars. I would pick up and dial 50 phone calls a day, and I would do it 3 to 4 times a week. This is all before the inception of some things like Octopus CRM to automate it with LinkedIn and other things like that. But what did I do? It made me build a list of asset managers that I could reach out to. It literally led to a lot of the success that we had by getting lists sent to us. There wasn't the listing platforms. There wasn't the Granite Loan Solutions. There wasn't the definitely way before PaperStax, way before Watermark Exchange, stuff like that. This is going Noteworthy was around, but the Noteworthy convention was more about owner finance notes. It wasn't about institutional debt and buying notes. So it really helped set us apart by getting stuff sent to us on a regular basis. And we did it in 2021 in COVID because everybody's stuck at home, but we haven't updated it. We didn't update it last year. I thought it'd only been a year or two, but when I looked at it back, I was like, hey, we haven't done this since 2021. So we'd like to do it at least every 2-3 years. So what are we doing? We're bringing back the Banking Blitzkrieg. Now, what is the Banking Blitzkrieg? Well, what we've done in the past is we'd offered up to 25 people to sign up for it. Now, if you're a WCN crew member, you're a coaching student the last 2 years, this is included for you. All right. You don't have to worry about going and sign up for something else. But if you're not one of those things, this might be something that would add value to that. Now, one of the things that we've done in the past is we get 25, 30 people. And when we first started doing this, we'd get 10, 15 people in a room for 4 or 5 days, and we would make phone calls Monday through Friday. Everybody get a list, and it would just be a call blitz. All right. It takes me back to when I was a banker, when we would have call blocks, or when I worked in Verizon Wireless, and back in the day, we'd have just these call blocks calling people left and right to get them to either book appointment or cross-sell them across. We're not trying to sell anybody anything on this. We're just trying to make the right party contact inside banks and lending institutions to get their list of notes sent to us. Now, obviously, with email blasts and LinkedIn and using Octopus, we can automate a bunch of that stuff over the years, and you can do that. Okay, I'm a little tapped out. Can't add any more contacts through because I've exceeded that 30,000 connection mark, but others can. So what do we do is that when we bring people together, whether it was 5 people or 10 people, or we had 30 people a couple years back, it's a mass call blast. I give you a list. I pull lists off of Texas Mortgage Bankers or Land Guide or other places, or older lists that we've accumulated, and I divvy those out. And we do this for roughly about 30 days. We do it basically for 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks, depending on what's going on. And you get a list, and you go through your list, you make phone calls, you keep track of everything, who you called, when you called, what phone number, did you get transferred, is there a new name, new person at that lender, is their email address, do they have a LinkedIn profile, okay, and share that LinkedIn profile. And what we do is if you follow along for 4 weeks, every week you're responsible for turning your list, making 50 to 100 phone calls, all right? And you get a new list. Now, what we want to do is you to follow up with people, right? And at the end, if you're around for 4 weeks, if you fall off for a week, you're out, okay? If you don't send us your list, you're out. The idea here is at the end of 4 weeks, those that have provided a list for 4 weeks, guess what? You get the combined list. You get the combined information with names, asset managers, LinkedIn URLs, emails for you to put to work in your note business. And it's been, like I'll give you an example. We've gotten in the past 2,500 connections, contacts. Last time we had over 1,500, it's like 1,600 connections, about 1,000 LinkedIn profiles, and about 1,000 different email addresses, 1,600 contacts. Some people we just had phone numbers for. And it was a really valuable thing that led to getting deals and stuff like that. And I've decided during my morning walk here, thinking about it, because I've been thinking about this, stewing on this for the last few weeks. It's like, I don't want to do it in May. Graduation, it's a tough week for anything. And I didn't want to do it too early in the year, but now we're getting to the second half of the year. I know we've got another couple of weeks till we officially move into Q3. I thought it would be valuable enough for us to do in Q3, and that way you're ready to rock and roll Q4. Now, if you're interested in this, ask any questions, feel free to type in the chat roll. And here's the thing, if you're a WC and crew member, coaching call student, this is included. There's no additional cost for you to be a part of that. It's included. It's a bonus for you. But for you to get everything, you've got to deliver every week. Okay. Something. If I get some things happen, you can't make 50, but if you get 30 phone calls or 20 phone calls, I'm not asking you to make 50 phone calls a day. All right. And part of what we're doing is if you get 25, 30 people making 50 phone calls a week, that's a pretty good, 50 phone calls, that's 200 times 20, that's 5,000 connections. Well, you would think. The problem is a lot of people will flake off. All right. Like usually 20% will flake off after the first week. Oh, I thought I'd get it done. I didn't get it done. Okay. If you didn't get it done, you get it done. One guy's like, I'm going to call 100, and he called 5 and stopped. That's part of the problem. It is something. Look, and I get some people are too busy. I got stuff going on, my existing business. I don't have time for that. That's A-okay. It's totally fine. Don't take offense to it. Nothing wrong with that. If you're part of it, you're going to get this. If you're a one-on-one coaching student, you're going to get it regardless. So you don't even take part of it for a one-on-one coaching student. Like Phil, Jessica. Jessica's. You've gotten this in the past. You've gotten access to the Banking Blitzkrieg with all those contacts for you to use. If you want to jump into it, great. To update it, awesome. Okay. If not, no biggie. Okay. But I'd like to fill these. Now, what we're going to do is not do just offer to 25 people. I'm going to offer it up to 50 people. Because I figure I got at least 20 people that'll come from the WCN crew and some coaching students, and that leaves it open for another 30 to 40 people who want to do it. Now, if you're not part of the WCN crew, not part of the coaching, it's $5.99 to take part of this. There is a caveat in this. If you sign up for it and you take place in all 4 weeks, you get a full refund. That's correct. You get a full refund on the $5.99 back. We've always done that. If you tuned in. Now, I do check your stuff. You can't just go and say, oh, I pulled some information and didn't call, because I do check the list. I'm sending an email blast out. I'm always amazed. We give this to our coaching students, and some people use it and other people just let it go because they get used to buying from a couple low hanging fruits, and that's fine. You never know when somebody's going to have something. All right. And that's the beauty of this, is why we've been around for almost 20 years as note investors, because we drip market on a regular basis to asset managers. This is something that you can take this list and upload it into your Octopus CRM, especially if you get, let's say, 1,000, 1,500 LinkedIn profiles. You don't have to connect with them. We can upload the list and you can start using Octopus to connect with these individuals, 100 a week or 200 a week or whatever, and it helps you really explode your profile. Okay. You'll get lists sent to you. Look, we all know there's lists out there, whether it's residential or commercial. One thing that's been very effective for me the last few weeks, especially last week, I uploaded 2 short little videos on a note that Phil's buying, just in case due diligence fall through. And those videos did really well. I mean, I got a couple hundred views on YouTube, got a couple thousand views on TikTok. I actually had, about 10 people reach out to me as well. And I'm like, okay, great. Who would either looking to buy or looking to fund. So it's a great marketing tool for me. Even though Phil's got it, if Phil decides he doesn't want it, hey, we got backup. But I'm using good deals to help drive for future engagement. And this is something that all of you should be doing. It's the same thing. If you're posting a deal, posting assets on LinkedIn, asset managers, if you connect with them with a phone call, email, LinkedIn request, they're going to go check out your profile. And to see you're posting deals, they're going to be like, oh, hey, that's interesting. This person, this guy or gal is doing what they say they're doing. It's an opportunity for you. All right. So yes, if it's $5.99, it's really simple. Let me share the screen just for those that are kind of live streaming on, hang on here. I made it really simple. If you go to bankingblitz.com and go there. Let me pull this up. Here we go. Do that. Let me share my screen. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can go to bankingblitz.com and get signed up. $5.99. Now, if you sign up for it and then after a week you don't make it through it, you don't get a refund. Okay. Because it takes time for me to pull these lists. If I'm going to pull a list and give you a list and you're not going to do anything, you're just going to take that list and run with it for 50 people, guess what? You're going to get charged for it. But if you stick around for 4 weeks, I'll refund the $5.99 back. I will refund also. I mean, I'll give you the combined list. That's the most beautiful thing is that, hey, there's a little bit of investment on the front to make sure that you're serious about what you're doing. I've done it before and didn't charge, and people just flaked off willy-nilly because there was no investment. Okay. And so that's why we do that. We charge $5.99 for that. We're going to start this. People are wondering when you're going to start this. We're going to start this the Monday after the 4th of July. So it's going to go from, what is that? The 8th, I guess, or something like that. Let me pull up the map here. It's going to go from, go through basically the month of July, the 8th through August 5th. The 8th through August 5th. So it's a solid 4 weeks. Okay. I would get you lists out by the 8th, that Monday. We're going to do a launch here basically on here. If you're going to be part of it, great. If not, we'll do a separate call on Mondays after the coaching calls here for our WC and crew, just going through it. How are your lists? How are your check-ins? There's a specific form I have you fill out. I don't want you to edit it, so it makes it easy for me to copy, paste, put everybody's information in one spot. But it's been really, really great. And one of the greatest things that has not only expanded my business, but expanded anybody that took part of it. So if you're interested, give me a shout out, drop me a message, drop me an email. Hey, Scott, I'm interested in being a part of this. If you're watching this live stream and you're not part of our one-on-one coaching program or monthly crew, then you probably want to go to bankingblitz.com and get signed up for it. We do have an upcoming 3-day workshop this coming Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, you know, hey, if you get signed up, and you're not part of that, you can get access to the workshop included for you. If you're a WC and crew member, hey, you already know you guys are more than welcome to be part of that. That link to the 3-day workshop is already in Basecamp for you. So I get excited about this because it's an opportunity to connect. You know, we're seeing a lot of distressed stuff, both residential and commercial out there in different markets. You know, people ask me what kind of lists. Let's see here. I'm just pulling up. Let's see if there's any comments on our YouTube channel while I'm going through this. So like I've pulled lists before from, oh, give me a second here. Come on. There we go. So where do we pull these lists from? So the first list that we usually pull is going to be our asset manager list. This is going to be our email list. This is going to be the previous Banking Blitzkrieg combined list. So it's a good solid list of leads. Now, there's going to be some turnover. Why do we give you this older list? It's for make some phone calls, track down the right departments, person. It also gives you a warm contact to kind of prime the pump. Hey, is Gene Simmons working here at ABC Bank? No, he's too busy touring with kids. Okay, well, who's replaced Gene Simmons at ABC Bank? All right, or at Kiss Bank. We used to deal with them. So it makes it for an easy kind of warm phone call. There is going to be some cold calling involved on stuff like that. But the idea here is like, if you don't like making phone calls, then this is probably not for you. And that's okay. You're too busy. It's A-okay. I will not take offense to it, but I would ultimately like to have 50 people to be a part of this. I open it up for the WC and crew members first and foremost to be able to take advantage and start getting a list of asset managers that you can drip market to, you can reach out to on a weekly basis. You know, that's the great thing. I'm literally going to give you guys some lists, 50 to 100 people contacts a week for you to do. My whole goal is hopefully get in 4 weeks. If we have 50 people making 20 phone calls, that's pretty good. You know what I mean? Each week, 50 people making 50 phone calls a week. That's pretty good. That's hopefully a significant chunk of new contacts, revamp the emails for everybody to use. And like I said, guys, if you're serious about it, it won't cost you anything. Yeah, it's a little upfront, but you get it back if you just stay tuned to it. All right. Any questions about that? Any questions about this? I know that some folks made some offers on the 188 notes. Those, I guess, due diligence is supposed to be completed by this Friday. I find it funny. We got 8 offers accepted on it, and they've not responded to emails. I've called, left a message, but I haven't gotten a response back. Like 7 or 8 of them are in Florida. I'm trying to get into your access because they are reverse mortgages to send somebody out to take a look at them, and I've gotten a response. Of course, it's been flooding like crazy in Florida, so it's probably a good thing I did send somebody out because they maybe got caught up in the thing. So if you're making offers on that, or you're going through your due diligence process, I have to give a big shout out to Antron and Fulton, who got their first 2 deals accepted, and they're working through that with closing. I know Phil got his first 2 offers accepted too from another investor. Congratulations to you, Phil. And then you also are making more offers and stuff, which is always good. So I don't know if you saw my message that you're that seller of that counter back on the pool offering, just so you know. And we can discuss it later today or tomorrow during our coaching call. Doesn't necessarily need to be today. But anyway, lots of great stuff going on. It's here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you let me give you some good counsel, okay? And this is one thing I always kind of crack up. But there's folks that post on a regular basis on LinkedIn, right? They've got 500 or 3,000 connections, and that's great. But I don't see them growing their LinkedIn, and so they're just talking to the same 500 or 3,000 people. One of the most important things you have to be as a real estate investor is constantly growing your network. Because otherwise, what happens if you don't start growing your network or your technical client base? Well, it starts shrinking off. People leave their jobs, they get off of LinkedIn, they quit, they go to do something else. You've got to constantly be reaching. There's always new people coming in the marketing in real estate. I mean, the real estate space, investing of some sort. So sharing your stuff. I've had several people that have been post stuff, and I go to them and said, "Listen, you should try A, B, and C to help you expand your audience." And so if you're just speaking to the same 500 people, grow your audience 20 to 100, or reach out to asset managers so they see what you're doing so they can send you stuff. They're like, "Oh, great, thanks. That's too much work." I'm like, it's not too much work. You're uploading. Your stuff is good that you're uploading, but it's just not, nobody's seeing it. You just got to keep connecting with people, keep adding things, and you never know who's going to refer. I've had so many deals referred to me from asset managers who saw my stuff, who reached out to me because they saw me posting about distressed assets, distressed real estate, note deals, whatever it might be. This is something for you guys to take advantage of. And here's one of the great things too. I've had asset managers I've spoken to in the past who've seen my LinkedIn stuff, who've connected with me that I didn't know, that were like, "I saw your stuff. It builds credibility because I've seen your stuff. I already know who you are. Yes, I've got stuff available for you." Now, yes, if you're brand new, it's okay. Don't stress out. If you're brand new to note investing, there's some pretty easy scripts. Your whole goal is like, "Hey, I'm reaching out to make sure I'm at the right person at the institution. It's still there. Are they still, what's their best contact information?" We're just touching base and updating our database, our Rolodex. I said that to somebody and they're like, "What's that?" I was like, "Oh, you must be under 30. But anyway, guys, this is something we're excited about. Like I said, it can add a tremendous amount of group rowing. Like you said, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, go with a group. And this is always something that we enjoy doing as a group. And yes, yours truly will be reaching out to asset managers during this 4-week period. So it's just not me giving you lists to call on my behalf. It's me picking the phone and dialing for dollars. I'll probably even go live and live stream it, me making some phone calls at the same time on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you see that I'm doing it on a weekly basis. I'll probably do, I will do that for 4 weeks straight. Is I'll live stream probably on a Wednesday of me making bank phone calls. I think that's it'll probably be Wednesday or Thursday making phone calls. So you guys have an opportunity to kind of peek over my shoulder. We'll create a separate base camp group for those that get signed up for this. That way you can ask questions, you can upload your list to, and you'll be ready to rock and roll. All righty. Don't have too much else. It's kind of a slower time in between Memorial Day and the 4th of July. A lot of people take vacations around this time. But when we come back from the 4th, it usually starts kicking ass and leading into that Q3, the end of the summer, and moving on from there. So that's why we want to kind of start setting that foundation in those drip marketing campaigns to get rock and roll. By drip marketing campaigns, what do I mean? That means taking an email list and setting up in your CRM through Keep or Active Rain or whoever you're using for a CRM that you can email out once a month, at least once every other week, to asset managers. "Hey, what do you have in your books? Do you have anything you're looking to get rid of? We're buying for our own portfolio, And we'd love to take a look at anything that you might have. Something very simple, just touching base on a regular basis. Okay. Tonight, we are having a live Note Night in America webinar tonight. We've got Mac McManus. I hope you guys like my email about how secure is your mothership. Tonight's webinar is really, if you don't have a website for your real estate investing business, you need to have one of some sort. And Mac is an expert. He didn't do mine, but he's done several other of our coaching students have done a really great job with it. And he reached out to me, I don't know, about a month ago. And I said, okay, let's talk. And I said, it's an opportunity. Yeah. I've had my website hacked before by Turkish hackers a few years back. Yes, it can happen. It was kind of funny. But my website literally drives a lot of business for what we do. And I think you're going to really enjoy tonight's webinar. I know I enjoyed writing the email anyway. It was kind of fun last night coming up with a space Star Trek theme to talk about taking you into the whole new world. But anyway, guys, love to have you be a part of Banking Blitzkrieg. If you're interested in having any questions, feel free to book a call at talkwithscottcarson.com. That's talkwithscottcarson.com. We can talk about what your schedule looks like, stuff like that. And then also, if you have more questions about it, feel free. Let's talk. And then join us tonight for Note Night in America. That's at 7 p.m. Central. That's notenightinamerica.com for us going through how secure is your mothership or website. I'll open it up. Any question? Hey, Nishant. Hey, Jessica, Don, Derek, Crystal, Phil. Anybody got any questions? Any victories this week besides getting some offers accepted for folks? July 2nd promises to be an interesting foreclosure auction because there's stuff in Houston, there's stuff here in Austin that's going to foreclosure. I'm going to do it. I'm actually driving by an apartment complex here in a little bit that's just down the street from me. I didn't know that it's set to go to foreclosure because it popped up on a hot button list. So, because we're getting to that point right now, especially here in Texas, things have to be filed at the county basically, or your attorney's got to file it up to 20 days prior to the first foreclosure or the first Tuesday of the month. I'm sorry. So you're seeing things that are popping up in Harris County, Dallas County, Austin, San Antonio, other places here in Texas, surprisingly, that are in default that are going to foreclosure auction. So it promises to be an interesting foreclosure. I might actually just go by for the heck of it. I haven't been to a foreclosure auction in Travis County in years. It might just be interesting to see what's going on. So any other questions, comments, concerns? If not, we will let you guys go. Like I said, if you're interested in being a part of it, let me know. Glad to talk with you about it, give you some opportunity. And see if you're a fit. Some people aren't a fit, and that's okay. There's nothing, no offense, but we're here to help. All right. Somebody asked me, can I have my VA make phone calls for me? Yes. If your VA has good English speaking, I don't care. As long as somebody's making a phone call and following through on the stuff and working the list, that's a possibility for you. All right. So if there's any other questions, comments, concerns, we will let you go. Enjoy your Monday. It's going to be a busy day here for me. Hopefully you have a very fruitful week. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out or book a time on my schedule. And we'll see you guys. Bye, everybody.